Hi, this is Rachel at Curtis Orchard, here to talk about honey harvesting. Now it's a beautiful sunny day here in August, and the bees have been working tirelessly all summer to fill some of these boxes. Now if you see here, there's a little bit of a gap. It's extra. This is where the queen excluder is. So I always wait till the bees have 3 boxes before I do any collection of honey for myself. And these are overwintered hives, which means they're 2 or more years old, and that way they're starting off strong, which is why you see more boxes on some of them versus one like this. This was a wild hive swarm capture that we cut out of a tree, so it's a new hive to us, so we're not going to collect any honey from it this year. But what the process is, we remove the lid and then we take a fume board. This just allows the sun to hit it and heat it up and drive the fumes down into the hives. There's a couple different fumes we can use. Some smell better than others. Some smell like almonds. And this is a butyric acid that stinks, but it works pretty well and it doesn't affect the honey in any way. But it allows the bees to crawl down to the lower levels so that we're not bringing them into the honey harvesting room. So once the bees have left, then we will pull the boxes in, and we can show you that process in a little bit. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of this, just squirt it on here, and then I'm going to put it on top of my hive. There's much smoke in this process because smoke actually encourages them to eat honey, and we're trying to get them to leave the capped honey. It's much easier to get bees to leave capped honey than it is to get them to leave uncapped honey. Now what I mean by capped versus uncapped honey, when honey is ready to be harvested, they put a thin layer of wax over the top. I'll see if I can show it to you. We usually pull everything, even if it's not going to be harvested, and what we'll do is just save it till next year. We'll put it in the freezer and let them finish it off the following season. And that's just simpler for us to pull everything at the same time, because we're getting ready for winter at this point. We want them to have plenty of honey, so we don't want to collect too late in the year, or they might not have enough time to finish getting theirs ready. So let me pull a frame and I'll show you what I mean. So we've been looking at these boxes for the last couple months now to evaluate when we're thinking of doing the harvest. So this one's not quite ready. You can see this part is ready, and they're just starting to cap it, so it's almost completely ready. Probably the box down below has more, but we go box by box. Obviously we have to pull the top one before we can pull the second one. So I'm just gonna put this board on top, and it maybe takes 5 minutes or so. Kind of depends on how hot it is. And then while we're working it, we have a fume board on this one too, and then we put some rags that are soaked in the solution on top of them here. So this one's probably been on for about 5 minutes, so we're going to peek at it and see if most of the bees have gone down. There's still a few in there, but you can see there's maybe 1 or 2, but mostly it's gone, so that's good. And if you can see on top here, it says wax. That's because this one has wax foundation, and this is a comb honey collection box. So we're going to keep them separate. I'm going to give them like a minute or 2 since they're falling back in there. We have 11 hives that we're going to be extracting from, even though there's 14 total in the apiary. Board, it's got some stuff called butyric acid that stinks, but it's totally not going to harm the bees, not going to hurt the honey. It just drives the bees off the frames of honey, and then we're able to take the boxes without any bees, or nearly any bees, in them. So I'm just giving a little extra because I'm right at the end, so I'm putting the cloths on too. But then when it's ready, you kind of peek into the hive here, and you'll see that most of the bees have gone down to the lower box, so then we can pull it off of there. We always make sure we have 3 deep boxes for the bees before we collect any honey. These are actually medium boxes. That makes it a little bit lighter. They're 10 frame mediums. I do have some deeps on still. I'm slowly working my way out of the deeps because they're just so very heavy for me to lift, even with help. This one was recently put on, so there's only a couple frames there. Let me put it on the stack. So I'm going to show you how we harvest a frame of honey. These have been capped. You can see all the wax covering it. So we need to scrape that off in order to use the centrifugal force of a centrifuge to pull the honey out of the frame. So we just run it through here. You can see it kind of breaks open those cells. And if we have a few that didn't get completely open, we'll use this little roller tool and we'll scrape it a little bit more. So it looks great. And then we'll let the bees clean it up after we pull as much honey as we can out. So nothing goes to waste. So now, see? Can you see the honey flinging on the side? The honey will fling out and run down the side of the barrel. Oh, you probably want to see it.